The Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation is the largest charitable funder of type 1 diabetes in the world. I was first drawn to JDRF a little over 30 years ago when the organization was just starting. I was drawn to it because it was an organization that was founded by parents of children with type 1 diabetes who wanted to find a cure for their children, just like me. It's an organization that's driven to find a cure for this disease, and it will be successful.
Our lives changed immeasurably on the day that Tyler was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. The stress in our lives was what was most difficult to deal with. Stress over his diet, our fear of getting him through the night safely.
It's basically like a box around me. I don't have the freedom as much as other people do. There's limitations that I have to take for my diabetes. It's not all carefree. I have to have more maturity and take time out of my day to test myself.
I have to control what I eat. I can't just eat freely. I have to test my blood sugar constantly.
And I would just add that for the family, it makes everybody aware of kind of what they're eating, and I'd say that everybody's kind of a part of understanding what diabetes means to Chris, and we've adjusted around it and rallied around it as a family.
Diabetes, I would say, affects Kelsey in that she has to monitor her intake of food. She has to monitor and be constantly aware of how much insulin she is going to inject.
It takes a special personality in a doctor to take care of people with a chronic condition. Doctors are in the business of curing, and it takes a special personality for the doctor who treats a person with type 1 diabetes.
Doctors Gittleman and Adi, as pediatric endocrinologists, I think have made several important contributions. Certainly here at UCSF and in the Bay Area, and in fact well outside the Bay Area, their training of clinicians who've gone on to treat children with type 1 diabetes has had a significant impact on the care of type 1 diabetes.
Well, Dr. Gittleman is a personal hero of mine and a family hero. He has made being diabetic seem, just like another part of life like anything else. He's helped me stay in better control. He never makes me feel embarrassed or uncomfortable if my numbers aren't where they should be. He's an amazing motivator, and we think of him as a friend, and we just love him. I wouldn't be where I am today without his help and support.
Dr. Wilson was a great choice as this year's honoree. We've known him since Tyler was diagnosed. He was there with us from the very beginning, holding our hands through the initial diagnosis. What he provides is sanity in the face of the storm that surrounds this disease.
Dr. Buckingham has been very helpful in making sure that we have all the best equipment and making sure that I'm taking care of myself.
And he's just an amazing man to have, as a mother of a diabetic who child faces all the complications and risks of diabetes, to have somebody like him who dedicated his life to really helping this disease. It's just an incredible man.
He's one of the leaders on the Artificial Pancreas Project, which is a phenomenal thing that diabetics have been waiting for, and I understand it's pretty close in the making.
Dr. Adi means the world to us, and we are so pleased that he is being honored today. He has done so much for our family, not just for Natalie, but all of us. And the work that all of them are doing is so important and touches so many people throughout the Bay Area at every level of society.
I think you picked really fantastic people this year, as you usually do. You have not picked basic scientists like me this year, but obviously for a very good reason. Basic scientists, we are used to work very long hours, but when we go home, we go home. Steve and Saleh work very hard during the day, and then at home they still think about the problems that are facing these patients. So I think honoring pediatricians is really fantastic.
Basically what JDRF funding has been able to do is help everything from affecting patient care, patient education, and most importantly, from our point of view, the early research that's necessary to bring new drugs to the clinic that'll hopefully change people's lives.
It's so important, especially now when economic times are harder for all of us. Every dollar that you give When you have less to give, means that you've thought about it even longer and harder. And those dollars mean more now than they did even a year ago.
Our federal dollars just do not go the full 9 yards. They are not enough to allow us to work on disease-specific questions, at least not to focus a whole lab on disease-specific questions.
Research does give me a lot of hope because, it's showing that people are out there, they care, they're trying to help me so that I don't have to deal with this anymore.
My hope for the future is to give people with type 1 diabetes freedom. I think anybody who hasn't had freedom for whatever reason understands how precious it is.
My hope is to find a cure, and in the meantime, I hope the medical attention stays as great as it has been. I'd love to be able to look back on it as something that used to be part of my life.
My hope for my daughter is that we just cure diabetes. I don't want her to spend her whole childhood having to deal with this burden, and I would just like it to go away.
I have said often that nobody should have to do diabetes alone. It is very challenging, and we are so incredibly fortunate that we have not walked this walk alone. Dr. Gittleman, you have been a confidant, a campmate, a phenomenal resource, and such an encouragement for our daughter and for us. Our appreciation is unmeasurable.
Well, again, I just want to congratulate Steve and Sally. You tremendously deserve this honor, and I want to thank the JDRF and all of you out there for helping to support our work.
We think that a lot of kids in this world will have a great life without this disease, and we want to save some lives.
Thank you to my friends and family, and especially Dr. Gittleman, who have helped me through diabetes, and thank you to JDRF, who has always been there for me.
We love Dr. Adi! Thank you, Dr. Adi, and thank you to the JDRF for choosing you as an honoree tonight, because I can't think of a more deserving person.
Thank you, Dr. Buckingham and Dr. Wilson.
And thank you to the staff of JDRF for all your dedication in the pursuit of finding a cure.
Thank you, Dr. Gittleman, for all of your help and support. And thanks to JDRF for putting together such an amazing team.
Everybody have a good time tonight, and throw up those cards and let's see how much we can raise.
Woohoo! Thank you so much, everybody, for being in this room tonight. Thank you for everything that you have done, everything you continue to do, and everything you will do tonight.
My hope for the future is simple. I want a cure.